Live from clickorlando.com, News 6 Plus, and WKMG. We're getting results in your neighborhood now at 6:30 p.m.
Now at 6:30, a very powerful Hurricane Beryl is not just barreling down. The eye wall is starting to move ashore in Jamaica. The latest on its path and how a local pilot and his nonprofit are gearing up to get results after the storm. Good evening. This is News 6 at 6:30. Getting results. I'm Lisa Bell in for Ginger Gadsden.
And I'm Justin Mormouth. Thanks for joining us here live on News 6 Plus. As we hit the road to downtown Orlando tomorrow, it seems like finding affordable housing is almost impossible. But a new high-rise is trying something pretty unique.
It provides such an affordable way to live downtown and still have access to all these massive amenities.
It just drew my attention. I knew this was the place to be.
I got to see it for myself, how it's renting out some units by the bedroom instead of by apartment, how they're doing it while keeping tenants safe, and I asked what the future of housing holds downtown. Plus, one of our top trending stories, did you see those crazy clouds in the sky this morning? We're going to tell you what caused them.
But we start now at 6:30 with an interruption to one of the biggest events of the year. Up to 200,000 people are expected to pack Cranes Roost Park in Altamont Springs for Red Hot and Boom. But right now, those crowds are being urged to seek shelter from storms. News 6's Troy Campbell filed this report just before that announcement.
Yeah, this is one of the largest free events that you can do with your family in Central Florida. Red Hot and Boom here in Altamont Springs. Right now, we're here at Cranes Roost, and you can see people already have some of their spots right away. They're celebrating their 27th year. The show is expected to be more than 25 minutes and more than 15,000 fireworks. Of course, with the weather and the heat, typically every year, heat exhaustion is a concern, so they always have emergency responders out here. We spoke with a couple about why they said it's important to make sure you get out here extra early.
Which one of you two had the idea to be here super early?
Don't put it on me now.
Him, he's the reason, but I agree. We parked way down there by the entrance.
What does it get like over there in the parking if you don't get here early?
I think you're stuck in traffic for a couple of hours. Yeah, not good.
How would you describe this fireworks show to anybody who's never seen it before?
Oh, it's much better than any other show. It's much better than any show. We're here to see a couple of the bands we really like.
And with so many people expected to be here, do also expect delays near 436 and I-4 in Altamont Springs throughout the evening. And of course, the big show is set to begin at 9:30. In Altamont Springs, Troy Campbell, Getting Results, News 6.
And we lost Troy's live shot due to lightning near Cranes Roost Park. You can see the dark clouds on our DOT cameras as we look at I-4 pinpointing just north of Winter Park. People in Altamont Springs are hoping the skies will clear up before the fireworks show.
Meanwhile, Hurricane Beryl also barreling down on Jamaica as we speak. So let's get the latest on both fronts from meteorologist Jonathan Kegas. Jonathan.
Yeah, guys, zoomed in to Altamont Springs. We are nice and dry. We were showing you this a little bit ago, though. The storms around it is what causing everyone to take cover because the lightning is getting just a little too close for comfort there. Most of this still just parked over Wekiva Springs State Park into the west. We also had that storm that we were watching hanging around the Winter Springs area. That's where we are really going to be watching for things to be building and then trying to nudge back to the west. So mainly north of us in Altamont Springs again. This is just going to meander here for a little bit. So better safe than sorry because, again, it's too close for comfort. When you can hear the thunder, you are close enough to get hit by the lightning, and that is why they're asking people to take cover this evening, even though it is dry right there. We also have some storms in and around the Oak Ridge area just south of downtown Claremont, Mineola. We're getting on the wetter side, at least to the south of 50 there, right along the turnpike heading up to Leesburg. Also some showers and thunderstorms in the mix. And then getting up toward Ocala for us, we've been watching these cells just to our west. We have a couple of popping to the east over the National Forest. Those are going to be drifting back from east to west. So that's the general motion tonight, east to west. Speaking of east to west, we have that movement right now with Hurricane Beryl, still a Category 4 storm. The eye scrubbing the southern point here of the southern coast of Jamaica, not coming on shore, but the eye wall, it looks like it's trying to get really, really close regardless. Wind gusts of 140 miles an hour or higher. pummeling the southern end of the island. So hopefully everybody is taking things seriously and sheltering in place as, again, they've got a rough several hours to go. We're going to talk much more about our local forecast getting into the 4th of July coming up in a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Jonathan. As Jonathan mentioned, Hurricane Beryl remains a powerful Category 4 storm, and we're monitoring the live feeds as it bears down on Jamaica. The eye wall brushing that South Jamaican coast, so folks living on that island nation are in for a rough few hours. So here's a closer look at those live pictures. You can see they're freezing up now. This is Montego Bay. So I'm trying to make it out. Yeah, it's frozen right now. Once it moves past Jamaica, Beryl's next stop is the Cayman Islands later tonight, and the Yucatan Peninsula also in its sights. In case you've ever wondered what it looked like to sail into a major hurricane, this is your chance right here. This is from a sailed drone as it reached the northern edge of Beryl. It was a Cat 5, about 100 miles south of Puerto Rico, on its way to Jamaica. The sail drone company and NOAA partnering on this pilot project. Before it launched, it was too dangerous to even get a camera into a hurricane from the ocean's surface.
We're also getting new images of what Beryl left behind. This is aerial video from St. Vincent and the Grenadines showing a trail of devastation. Whatever Beryl leaves behind in Jamaica, a local pilot and his nonprofit will be there to get results and share some clean water after the storm. He's been doing this for decades now, and he spoke with News 6's James Barbero.
So I'm back at the Titusville Airport. After 46 years, Joe Hurston, who's now 73 years old, is still pushing the ball forward for humanity. Joe, you're taking more water purifiers to another part of the world. It's seeing some difficult times right now. We already have a major hurricane going through the Caribbean. What drives you to continue helping people, Joe?
Well, basically, it just boils down to water. The first thing that really goes in a disaster is the water. If it's an earthquake, a hurricane, a typhoon, a flood, when you run out of water, you're way out of luck, as they say.
Yeah, in your water purifiers, just one of them makes about enough clean drinking water a day for 1,000 people.
If you need water and you've got a dirty water source, you can run that thing round the clock, day in, day out.
Inside our mobile ministries hangar, Joe keeps a map of the Caribbean on the wall of his office. So after our interview, he's planning on flying to Tennessee. He's going to pick up 10 of those water purifiers, fly back here, and then Joe's plan is to go to Puerto Rico. He's going to stage on the island, and then wherever he's needed in all of the Caribbean, that's where he'll go next once the storm passes.
That is an ideal location to come along on the backside of the hurricane and go to where the most damage is. So we're going to go in loaded and able to bring a lot of people clean water.
Joe, thank you and best of luck. Some people refer to you as an angel on earth. How would you describe the work that you do?
Oh, far from it. I could not do what we do without a lot of people praying for us. Let me tell you, prayer is the single most important thing that we need. And then we need money to buy the gas. So it's prayer and money.
Your humility and your humor is appreciated, Joe.
Well,
thank you and good luck, sir.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate Channel 6. Love you guys.
Always, always.
Okay.
In Titusville, Brevard County, I'm James Barbero, Getting Results News 6.
Is one more look at Jamaica right now. You can rely on clickorlando.com and News 6 to bring you any updates as we get any official word on damage or how else you can help. And while Beryl is staying far from Florida, now is a good time to make sure you have our free Pinpoint Hurricane Tracker app. Our entire Pinpoint weather team will constantly update any storm's projected path there. Just search WKMG in your app store.
We're learning more tonight about a deputy-involved shooting. It happened just outside of Melbourne. Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey says his deputies were checking out reports of car burglaries when they made contact with a man and woman. Investigators say the woman waved a gun as the pair ran into the woods. When they were located, both were lying on the ground, but the deputy felt threatened and shot the woman several times. It happened in some woods behind the parking lot of a Jimmy Hula's restaurant at Pineda Crossing. That's on Roberts Road, just off US 1 in Palm Shores. The woman was taken to the hospital and was still alive at last check. The man was arrested. The deputy was not hurt.
A Volusia County grandmother is charged with child neglect. She's accused of leaving a 2-year-old inside a hot car as she shopped for groceries during a sweltering afternoon. Deputies tell News 6 a Publix manager called them after spotting the 2-year-old looking lethargic. This happened around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon outside the store on Roscommon Drive near Ormond Beach. The manager reached in, unlocked the car, and took the girl inside to cool off. Investigators later arrested 63-year-old Elena Grady of Longwood. They say the child was left in the car for about 16 minutes and reminded people that a car parked in the sun on a 90-degree day can reach 120 degrees within 30 minutes. Grady is now out of jail on bond. And that hot car arrest is one of the top stories trending tonight on clickorlando.com.
Our second top story, a spectacular sight in the skies that has a lot of you talking. Check this out, really beautiful. Almost anyone up before the crack of dawn this morning got to see this. This glowing streak of clouds in front of a bright moon had plenty of you posting pins on clickorlando.com. According to our news partners at Florida Today, the landing trail of last night's Falcon 9 booster onto a drone ship created what's called noctilucent clouds. So if you want to learn more about that and post your own pictures, just head over to clickorlando.com. Just gorgeous, though.
It really does.
Did you get up?
I did not. No,
Oh,
I
okay.
wasn't up that early.
Up
But it looks cool. Our third top trending story, Lake.com's new ranking of the cleanest and dirtiest lakes in the U.S., and many are in Central Florida. That includes the 10th dirtiest lake. That's Wolf Branch Canal in Lake County. But two of the cleanest lakes are also in Central Florida. Number 3 is Bear Gully Lake in Seminole County. That's off of Gabriela Lane and Tuscaloosa Road, about 2 miles south of Redbug Lake.
And about 17 miles north of there, you're going to find what Lake.com calls the 6th cleanest lake in the nation, Amory Lake, which is off Crystal Drive near Lake Boulevard, north of Lake Mary. Also in the top 10, Lake Downey in Orange County and Sylvan Lake in Seminole.
Nice to know we have a lot of clean lakes around here.
Yeah, that's a good list to be at the top of. You don't want to be at the top of the dirty one.
Exactly. Well, hundreds of thousands of people pack Red Hot and Boom every year. Many more also come to Lake Eola. One local city will be marking its first official 4th of July celebration, though. But don't expect fireworks there. How it is betting on drones to dazzle the crowd.
First, though, like most of Central Florida, downtown Orlando has an affordable housing crisis. Now one high-rise is trying something different, renting out by the bedroom. We're going to tell you how it works up next. You're watching News 6 at 6:30 live on News 6 Plus. We're getting results in celebration to Barry and all of Central Florida. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Your Wednesday evening traffic alert. Listen, we'll have some minor construction out there. These are all the scheduled stuff, but it's probably all not going to happen. We'll have those rolling construction west of the I-4 area, west of downtown, and then, of course, eastbound out here in Seminole County. But there are a lot of 4th of July celebrations taking place throughout municipalities throughout Central Florida. So this evening, while you're out and about, just please be careful, watch out for the detours, and watch out for those pedestrians. I'm Trooper Steve with your News 6 traffic alert. Drive safely. I'll catch you in the morning.
Now at 6:30, WKMG is once again hitting the road. This week, downtown Orlando is our destination. It's probably not much of a surprise. The 32801 zip code is seeing a population boom with no signs of slowing down. According to the city, another $1.5 million worth of residential developments are in the works for the downtown area.
So I asked how much of that will be dedicated to affordable housing. The answer is not a whole lot. And we know the need is so great and it's growing. The average rent in downtown Orlando, right around $2,000 a month. That is according to rentcafe.com, a number that is out of reach for so many people. But I learned one building that just opened is taking a different approach to lower the rent for some of its units. So I hit the road to learn more. A growing city with a changing skyline as new high-rise apartments take shape in downtown Orlando. The latest to open, Society Orlando, a 27-story, 464-unit building across from the courthouse on Orange Avenue. Brandon Bergler was one of the first to move in.
I've always wanted to be downtown, but I never really found the right building or right location. And driving by on I-4 and seeing this place as it was being, elevated up, I just drew my attention. I knew this was the place to be.
From its state-of-the-art fitness area to its massive pool, the largest in downtown Orlando, Society checks a lot of boxes, but it also offers something truly unique. On top of its traditional market-rate studio, 1 and 2 bedroom units, they have a rent-by-bedroom option starting at just $1,250 a month. Gabrielle Timpson is one of the leasing associates.
It provides such an affordable way to live downtown and still have access to all these massive amenities.
And it's fully furnished.
Fully furnished. And we also provide a free cleaning service, so they get the free cleaning in the living and common areas every other week.
Each rent-by-bedroom apartment comes with its own bathroom. The kitchen and living room are shared. All right, so we're in a rent-by-bedroom unit now, and this one's 3-bed.
3-bed.
Yeah. So this is an important, explain to me how this sort of works, because I'm looking at this QR code here that sticks out.
Yeah, so basically every key is going to have a key fob. The key fob will open the main door to the apartment, and each individual door has its own corresponding lock. So anytime it closes, it locks behind them, so you don't have to worry about like your roommates or neighbors getting into your room. So we try to make it very secure, very private.
There are more than 21,000 people who live in downtown Orlando today, a 57% increase since 2010. The residential growth is intentional as the city looks to transform the corridor into more of a neighborhood, something Bergler is already noticing.
I think that over the past year, we've started to see the change. I still think we're a few years out from where I think a lot of us want to be. But I definitely think within the next 5 years to 6 years, this place is going to be unrecognizable.
What we're working to create is an environment that everyone feels that they have something for them.
David Beryl, Executive Director of Downtown's Development Board, said adding affordable housing is another key piece of downtown's future. One affordable development is planned for this site along Amelia Street. The Beacon at Creative Village will offer 106 units for low-income renters. And about 2 miles away, near the Star Tower on Mariposa Street, another 138 affordable units are in the works exclusively for seniors.
And we're continuing to work with developers as more interest in living in downtown continues to take shape.
And of course, one of the most well-known developments in the pipeline is Westcourt. That is the sports and entertainment district near the Kia Center. And part of that project includes a 270-unit residential tower. 10 of those units, Lisa, will be considered attainable housing. I know there's been some complaints from some of the community that would have liked to see more when it comes to where that's located, its proximity to everything else. They would like to see more go into that development, but just 10 will be dedicated to attainable.
Every time we do one of these stories, one of the questions I hear all the time is, well, what exactly is affordable or attainable?
Yeah, and what is workforce?
Right.
And it differs, okay? I mean, you have the extremely low income renter, 30% AMI, which is area median income. and then it kind of gradually goes up from there. And each place sort of takes a different approach based on the funding that they get from the government and what it costs to build a new complex and keep up with it and things like that. That's how they sort of make it work financially, these developers. But yeah, I mean, listen, you just got to find an affordable option, and to live in a market rate apartment that is flush with amenities like the Society and only paying $12.50 a month. And I know you got to share with roommates and stuff like that, but what an opportunity that could be for someone who's struggling and to find a place downtown.
That is certainly unusual in downtown
yeah.
Orlando. Well, we hope you will join News 6 as we hit the road to Lake Eola Park, bringing you fireworks at the fountain in downtown Orlando. We will broadcast and stream the event starting at 8 on News 6 here on News 6 Plus and on clickorlando.com.
Ahead of fireworks at the fountain, grab some swag, meet the anchors and reporters. We're all going to be there starting at noon. We'll broadcast all afternoon as well. We hope to see you out at Lake Eola Park tomorrow. Well, at the start of this newscast, we took you to Red Hot and Boom, one of the largest 4th of July holiday events that's now underway.
Tomorrow, the city of Ocala will celebrate with its first ever 4th of July event. Instead of fireworks, though, they have something else to light up the skies. News 6's Emily McLeod is in Ocala with a preview.
Well, instead of lighting up the sky with fireworks this Independence Day, the city of Ocala is taking a slightly different approach with what it's calling the Patriotic Skies drone show for the city's first ever 4th of July event. What can people expect from this drone show?
So we haven't told anybody exactly what the drones are going to do, but
fair.
with it being, we're trying to make it a surprise.
Yeah.
But with it being Independence Day and the 4th of July, I think you could probably put your mind together and figure out some of the images that would probably be out.
Public Information Officer for the city of Ocala, Greg Davis, tells us while there have been 4th of July celebrations in Ocala in the past, he says the city has never had one of its own. So he says other organizations have hosted fireworks events, but they've stopped in recent years. So he says they saw a need for the city to have its own 4th of July celebration, and it turns out they're probably right. Davis says they're estimating about 10,000 people could fill Tuscaloosa Park on Thursday.
We're always trying to think of innovative ways that we can take care of our citizens, and we came up with this drone show idea, and we've been getting a lot of great positive feedback, people from other counties, other cities, so it's not just the citizens of Ocala are getting to enjoy this, but our neighboring communities as well.
Food truck vendors like Breck and Ember are also part of Thursday's event. Manager Nicholas Siddell says they're looking forward to serving up slices this July 4th. What's on the menu?
So we have our typical pizzas, which are, you know, cheese, pepperoni, veggie, supreme, just typical normal pizzas. And then we have our specialties, which are brisket mac and cheese. Oh. So it's like a barbecue sort of pizza.
That sounds amazing.
And our chicken bacon ranch, which is like our other specialty. And it's all wood fired, so it's Neapolitan style, very crispy, light, good pizza.
In Ocala, Emily McLeod, Getting Results, News 6.
Good food and lots of lights in the sky.
I mean, that's what it's all about, right? That's what it's all about. The 4th of July, and here in Central Florida, it's all about the lightning as well as poor the folks. I feel bad for them at Red Hot and Boom. It's a long day. It's been hot. And of course, right when it's about to start.
Hopefully this will be like a little AC before the big show.
It would be nice. Now, they're not getting much rain in Altamont right now. They're just getting the lightning around it from the bigger storms that are around. We'll take you closer into the Altamont Springs area. There are all the thunderstorms pretty much paralleling I-4 right now. Lots of lightning involved with these as we are heating things up with the heating of the day and the sea breeze coming through. Let me take you a little bit closer in here. Certainly some heavy rain, some lightning in and around Apopka, Ocoee. Good evening. We have some of that heavier rain as well. Winter Springs, Altamont Springs. Again, we are on the drier side. Let me zoom you in a little further here. Oviedo, we have a little downpour overhead. And here's what I'm talking about. We have some very, very light rain around Castleberry, just north of Cranes Roost Park. Then we have the heavier stuff over Wekiva Springs State Park. And then kind of right in the middle, it's on the drier side where everybody is at. We can see the darker clouds, but we can also hear the thunder. And that in lies the problem, because if you hear the thunder, you're close enough to be hit by the lightning. We keep on saying that. Pine Hills, Ola Vista, good evening. We have some downpours around, a couple of lightning strikes just inland, just off of Lake Apopka tonight, so just keep that in mind. Mineola, as we take things down the road. Oakland, good evening. We have a few scattered showers just outside of town. Claremont and Mineola, we are getting some downpours as well. The rest of the evening, we will watch these fade. These are going to continue to drift to the west overnight tonight and into tomorrow. We have some scattered clouds, some thunderstorms pop back up again I think, though, by fireworks time, most of those get on out of here. Here's a live look for us in downtown Orlando. We can see the downpours with our Light Orlando delivering Hope Skycam. See a little shelf cloud trying to develop as well, some lightning strikes, but there's the rain shaft in the back and the background buildings in the foreground. So a cool shot here, but it's putting a wrench in some of those evening plans. 91 degrees is the current air temperature. The breeze out of the south and east at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. We're at 85 at the Cape, 88 in Melbourne, 93 in Winter Haven, Claremont. We're at 92. Wishcasting. Now here's a look at your pinpoint, accurate forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
Tonight, we're back down to the upper 70s. We will watch these storms fade gradually, as those storms continue to push off to the west. We're going to keep things humid as well. Independence Day, of course, tomorrow, 94 degrees. Most of these storms are going to be out of here, I think, by 8:30. There may be a few lingering downpours, but I think most fireworks displays across Central Florida are going to be okay. Here's the latest again on Beryl. There is the center. Try to redevelop its eye as it was skirting the southern coast of Jamaica. There it is. It's going to continue to work towards the north and west, but an awful situation and a very nasty situation for our friends in Jamaica tonight. 50% chop for storms. Tomorrow, 97 degrees. Your air temperature will keep things in the upper 90s through the weekend. Rain chances go up a little bit early next week.
Thank you, Jonathan. Tonight, contestants are gearing up for a 4th of July tradition.
Competitors weigh in for Nathan's hot dog eating contest. The stakes are high. Meet the contestants in their last-minute preps. Stay with us. We're back in just 2 minutes. It is an Independence Day tradition. Today, contestants weighed in ahead of Nathan's annual 4th of July International Hot Dog Eating Contest.
135 pounds. Is she certified for competition? She is certified. She is certified.
All right, so that is Florida's own Mickey Sudo getting the all clear. So this bun fight is serious business, attracting competitors from as far away as the Czech Republic and Japan. A popular favorite to take home the mustard belt is James Webb.
I think what you're going to see is a really high quality, really good number that wins the contest, and it's going to be really exciting going down to the final 2 seconds.
And the reason he's the favorite, because the reigning champ, Joey Chestnut, he ate 62 dogs last year. He's like the all-time great. He's excluded from this year's event over his sponsorship deal with another brand.
So we did an entire Florida's Fourth Estate with Mickey Sudo about her tips in the world of competitive eating. Ginger and Matt Austin put some of her advice to the test. Watch the entire episode at clickorlando.com/FFE, just in case you want to eat 60 hot dogs tomorrow.
Not interested.
Yeah. Thanks for watching News 6 at 6:30.
Take care.